Never thought I'd say this, but I am very excited about this bill, and I hope this bill gets passed. And you're probably like, what are you talking about bills and law? What are we doing here on FORNEVER News? Well, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell to get all notifications so you get notified whenever I drop new videos on the latest and greatest news of anime and manga.
Still moving on, still moving on. This is for my day ones. This is for my day ones.
Come on. According to this article, it says there is a U.S. bill that is seeking to forbid AI replicated voices and appearances without consent. So it seems as though legislation is trying to play quick catch up with AI, opposed to like legislation when it comes to social media. They're still trying to figure things out, and that's that social media has been a very big thing for at least a decade plus now. People have been on Twitter, Facebook, and all sorts of stuff, and legislation is still trying to figure out how to regulate stuff. However, with this one, I hope that this happens, and it happens a lot sooner than later. I hope it doesn't become a bill that they got to keep on reintroducing over and over, because AI needs regulation immediately. We need regulation immediately. AI is a dangerous tool. Yes, it can be utilized for many different things. Like, I even look at outside of just like vocal AI replication, but like storytelling and whatnot. I think that AI is really a dope tool for making storyboards for people that can't really draw. Like, make the storyboards and give it to the actual artist so he has an idea of your vision, and you can get a really close, you know, extraction of your vision using these AI tools. So AI can be used for good, but there's a lot of bad, and if we don't have legislation, if we don't have some type of regulations, it'll only be spread worse, and bad things can happen. We're already hearing, you know, murmurings of scammers are utilizing AI voice recreation to get money out of people via pretending to be relatives. Like, there's a lot of bad stuff happening. Of course, you know, with the music, they're replicating, you know, you could have Eminem and Drake on a song that song never would have happened, but there's the AI replication and whatnot. So a lot of things with AI that I don't think is right. Like, you know, I'm an artist myself, and if I heard somebody that I did not want having a verse of me, just, hey, I got an AI replication of Tim on the record, I would feel a certain way. But because laws aren't passed, there's not so much as you can do other than, you know, trying to hit with a copyright strike and say you're invading my intellectual property. So it's a very slippery slope. If you have legislation, if you have some sort of bill that prevents this, or makes at the very least the legality a little bit stronger on, yo, you cannot just use people's likeness, you cannot use their vocals, you cannot use people's stuff without their consent, it will make people think twice. It says here, United States Senators Chris Coons, Marsha Blackburn, Amy Klobuchar, and Tom Tillis introduced the draft of a new proposed bill on Thursday named the Nurture Originals, Foster Art, and Keep Entertainment Safe, No Fakes Act. I like it. A little bit lengthy, but I like it, and that's what she said. Which aims to prohibit the use of individuals' digitally replicated voices and likenesses or appearances without their consent. The bill proposes that those who create or share a replication of an individual for performance in an audio-visual or sound recording without that individual's consent would be liable for damages caused by the replication. The draft bill stated that there would be exclusions for uses of the replication for First Amendment protected works, including sports broadcasts, documentaries, biographical works, or for purposes of comment, criticism, or parody, among others. So I guess even then that's still a slippery slope, because, okay, if I'm utilizing this to recreate somebody's voice, but I'm doing it as a parody, what about the people that they don't know that it's a parody and they think that that's the original? And I guess to a certain degree, or even with the criticisms and whatnot, it's a slippery slope. And I don't want to say I understand, because especially the Japanese corporations, they usually abuse the living crap out of copyright. Like, no, you're infringing, or no, you're this isn't worthy of it, it's just criticism or whatnot. So I understand both sides of it, but bottom line, regardless of what, there needs to be regulation. And even if for now it excludes some of these things, it still would be good and beneficial overall to have people think twice before utilizing AI to replicate somebody else's voice or likeness in general. Audiovisual content using AI replicated or synthesized voices or appearances of famous performers have been proliferated on platforms such as YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook in recent years, but have become especially prevalent in the past year, with many designed to emulate an actor's specific performance of a character. Voice actors such as Allegra Clark, Erica Lindbeck, and Richard Epcar, among many others, have vocally opposed such replications done against their consent. The draft references two recent high-profile incidents, one where an AI-generated fake collaboration song between Drake and The Weeknd Weekend went viral in April before being taken off streaming services, and one where Tom Hanks warned fans about a fake AI version of him in a dental commercial created without his consent earlier this month. Yo, that's wild. The dentist like, yo, we're doing Tom Hanks, bro. We're doing it. Sony Music Entertainment launched a new audiobook app named Yomibito Plus in March earlier this year. The app features classic works of Japanese literature read by synthesized voices of 3 voice actors replicated with AI technology from the company Cofont, including the replicated voice of the late voice actor Kenji Utsumi, who passed away in 2013. In the United States, part of the reason for recent strikes from the Writers Guild of America and the Screen Actors Guild, American Federation of TV and Radio Artists labor union, is to ask for protection against the limitation on those industries' use of AI. SAG-AFTRA released a statement on Thursday praising the proposed bill, stating SAG-AFTRA looks forward to working with Congress to finalize and pass this historic legislation, and I for one have to say I'm here for it. Don't get me wrong, I am also always here. I want to see people being able to, because it definitely is a benefit and it definitely does help artists around. Like, yo, imagine if you could just right now, boom, I'm gonna make an Eminem verse and put it on my song and put that out there. Of course it would help, but it's also not fair to Eminem because he never, agreed to it. So I see the both angles of it. It could save a lot of people and get a lot of people in positions utilizing AI, but that's not the right way to go about it. And also, you're gonna piss a lot of people off. You're gonna make a lot of people not want to work with you. Not only Eminem's not gonna want to work with you, but everybody that rocks with Eminem and don't want to get on Eminem's bad side is also gonna say, sorry, I can't work with you. What you did making that Eminem replicated voice, yeah, the big guy don't like it, we can't rock with you. So think twice before you do stuff like that, musicians. Likewise with maybe mangaka, you think you could, replicate, I don't know, Kishimoto's art style of some sorts, and you're gonna, just think about if it was you before you make the decision on using AI for whatever you're trying to create. And overall, again, I am in support of this bill. Regulate AI before Skynet takes over and we're all doomed. All right, I just wanted to throw something in for dramatic effect. And let's get to the next story, shall we? Yeah.
Thought it would have been, wish it would have been. Acting like I'm fine is getting harder to pretend. I said, thought you would have been, wish you would have been. Maybe I was wrong, it was me all along.